Last week on Knights of the Rolled Table, upon arriving in Falcon Reach, our heroes are enlisted to help Queen Mora with her Kul Satori problem, and Saeleas' husband Jabin becomes the newest member of the Crystal Council. They meet with the Minister of Technology, Bartleby, who tips them off to strange activity in the Evermist Forrest. Once acquiring an airship for the journey, the party is joined by Jerik's old colleague, a tabaxi named Chaser of Shadows.
Tell me if I'm wrong here, Mr. Navigator, but it looks like we have a pretty straight head, and if we go south, we can make it through this pass of mountains to get a straight shot there into the Evermist Forest.
I mean, it's right there. It's got even a dotted line. So I mean, it's clearly the path. I mean, it's probably a road.
Oh no, that was some of my pocket. Actually, I'm gonna wipe that up. Yeah, it's so good.
More pot pie?
How many did you buy?
Nothing. You don't have to worry about that.
He has
Is this the campaign where Coach gets fat?
None of his 500 gold has left anymore. He went back and he spent
It's all gone.
all on the pies.
Listen, you're gonna get some motion sickness, and you're gonna be hurling. You're not gonna be able to aim if you're yakking up pies.
Are you telling me something to do?
I'm just stating a fact.
We're off. Let's go that way.
So you guys start flying, and you fly with. There's a little bit of shakiness, but you're sailing through the air. You fly away from Falcon Reach towards. You're heading south towards the top part, like in between the mountain pass.
Yeah, straight down.
Where the Evermist Forest is. Okay, the Evermist Forest is really thick. So you won't be able to land inside the forest, so you're either landing above it where the mountains are, and there's mountains there, which means you'd have to traverse over the mountains. What Bartleby kind of recommended is that you fly around them or fly over them, and you land kind of in the southern area where you can go in that way, and there's actually places to land.
Can we get 50 feet or less above the ground?
Yeah.
Because we have this fancy rope.
You could. I mean, but yeah, you could.
We'd be abandoning our.
You'd just be having this floating ship, and it's only going to last. It's only going to float for so long.
I feel like we're going to want that back.
We need to tie it to the trees.
All right, Chaser. I need you to be, since you're navigating here, I need you to be finding us a nice, safe place to bring this thing where we're going to be nice and protected. I don't want nobody messing with me ship. I've already lost one ship this week. I'm not losing another.
Well, if the little fella said to go around and come up from the south, I say we do what he said. That
all right, you chart us a course.
All right.
Should he roll for that?
Yeah, chart. Let's see. Let's have you roll. So your whatever's higher, dexterity or intelligence, is the ship's modifier for navigation, and you can add your proficiency in perception.
So that is 13 plus 3?
Okay, you're able to navigate a pretty good course. There's a couple of areas where you go a little wide, where you probably shouldn't, but you managed to, in a couple of hours, let's say about 3 hours, make your way around the kind of exterior to the southern, southwestern tip of the Evermist Forest, and you find a place to settle down the ship.
We're here.
Well, there's the forest. So, wait, what are we looking for?
Well, first things first. Let's make sure that if there's anything around here where we can maybe try to obscure the visuals of the ship anyway to make sure that nobody's going to mess with it while we're away from it.
There's a lot of trees, a lot of branches.
Good enough. All right. Well, then let's go.
So which direction are you heading? Into the forest? You checking the perimeter? Like, what do you guys want to do?
Into the woods.
Into the woods and out of the woods and home before dark.
Boom. Okay. You want to head in?
Yes. We're going to be looking around. We're looking for those twig blights.
Do you want to be making your way towards this here temple that's on the map?
Oh, see a temple on the map that's called a Hish Temple.
Perhaps if we make our way to that temple, we could find somebody there. Maybe they could clue us in onto what's going on in this forest, anything out of the ordinary.
Yeah, perhaps they've seen some people in the area, or the twig blights.
Or maybe there's like artifacts that we can investigate and, use that to determine what's going on.
Ooh, some books.
There's a lot of valuable things in these kinds of places that might lead us to the right.
Well, is this like a good temple or like a bad temple or like a place we want to go? Anybody know anything about this place?
Temple of Considerable Doom.
Sounds
it?
nice.
I don't know. That's a temple.
Well,
I've
you're
read
from
about
here.
before.
Would anyone
What good are you?
Staying around here. I mean, it just, people.
Have any of us heard anything about this?
What I have read about it.
What you've heard about Hish Temple is that it is an abandoned temple, and not in your generation, but centuries ago, it was apparently occupied by a race of snake people known as the Yuan-Ti.
So yeah, it's snake folk apparently is what it used to be all about. My family, we don't really try to go near snakes. It's dicey. But I mean, if you guys wanna come along, we can go and check it out. It's been dead for years. There might be squatters or something.
Let's do it.
So the snake people aren't there anymore?
If it's unoccupied, then in theory, there's no people there, snake
do
or
you know,
otherwise.
Do you know of any mongoose people that we could bring with us who could perhaps help us fight the snake people?
Well, if there's no one there, I don't think that the mongoose people are.
Well, you're a cat person. I just thought you might know other mammal people.
There's no such thing as mongoose people.
I didn't know there were cat people.
That
He
would
is
be
not a cat
ridiculous.
person. He's called a tabaxi.
Oh,
Thanks,
it's a tabaxi.
Coach. Thanks
That's
for-
what you. Oh, I've
Why is
read
Coach
about
the
you.
most enlightened person here in this here party?
I spent some time with, I learned a couple things.
All right,
So
well,
you-
why don't we head up to the temple? If we see any snake people,
I could reach out to that there wee little man Bartleby, ask him what he knows about it.
sure.
I'm going to use my sending stone.
Okay.
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Yes, you hear the...
Hello.
This is your operator. With whom are you trying to speak?
You would start the conversation.
Bartleby. Sorry, I meant to ask you earlier.
Hold on a sec. I'm in the meeting. Hold on. Just hold on a minute.
It's a long meeting. It's been over 3 hours.
Well, we adjourned for lunch and we're coming back.
Oh.
Okay, I'm out of the chamber.
What
Yeah,
is for
yes.
lunch?
So are you
no,
guys okay? Are you still alive?
Oh, we're fine. You just landed, actually. We're on the north side of the forest. But we were wondering, do you know anything about this here, his temple? Is that an area we should be going to, or would you recommend us maybe going another direction?
Oh, the temple. Well, I don't think anybody's there anymore. I mean, the Yuan-Ti were driven out 100 years ago.
Might not be a bad place for us to set up
There
operations.
was a big battle in the realm, and that's true. I mean, I guess he could have gone there. You could check it out, but just be careful.
Okay. Anything else you can think of that I forgot to ask about?
Well, the forest is very dense. It gets kind of dark. There's a couple of beasties that live in the forest, so just be careful with that too.
All right, we'll tread lightly. Thank you very much.
Okay, good luck. Bye.
Hey, is there any way that you can probably put that stone on vibrate so we don't get our position giveaway if he calls back? It's gonna get really loud if we're
Well,
all...
he can't use it again until tomorrow morning.
Oh, well, then I guess that's fine.
Could we hear what was going on there, or was it just like in your head?
Yeah, I had it on speaker stone.
Is that a thing?
Okay, so you head into the forest.
It is now. Yes, we head into the forest.
And you make your way, according to the map, towards this abandoned temple called Hish Temple. As you get close, are you heading normal speed? Are you heading stealthily?
We'd probably try and be as stealthy as possible, probably putting Jerik out front since he's got fancy duds.
Yeah.
Coach way
Listen to me
in
sneaking.
the back.
Yeah.
He's not the only sneaky person.
You can come with me.
Coach isn't gonna.
Coach and Saeleas are having a very loud conversation. Like, so
I have spiked armor that's like getting caught on things.
Sarsa just kind of she's trying to be sneaky, but she kind of just stomps through like she's not a delicate flower.
Okay. Chaser and Jerik are going up ahead. Mm-hmm. And then you three are hanging back.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're all going.
We're going in, but they're leading.
Okay, so everybody roll stealth. Saeleas is being very quiet, but you're kind of in the back along with Coach and Sarsa. The two in front, Jerik, and you rolled a 13, Chaser?
Yeah.
Okay, so Chase and Jerik kind of make their way up. You see the forest start to clear out a little bit, and through the trees, you can see the inklings of stone and carvings, and there is a temple, the base level of the temple. Through the tree line, the canopy is very dense, so you can't really see the top of the temple, but you can definitely see that there's something in front of you, and it's, a good 100 feet in front. Just as you're about to go forward, you hear some talking coming around a corner, and you see two goblins making their way around. They're talking about something, but they're too far away for you to hear. The whole side of the temple, you estimate to be about 300 feet. And there's two goblins kind of making their way around the corner.
About how far away are they again?
They're about maybe 200 feet.
Okay.
They're
So-
coming closer toward you. It looks like they're doing a sort of perimeter sweep.
We probably make eye contact and look at each other and kind of signal that, let's grab them.
Okay.
Okay.
Real quick, I'll put a hand on Jerik, and I'm gonna cast Virtue.
What does that
him.
do?
Virtue is one of my cantrips. Basically, it gives him a number of temporary hit points equal to 1d4 plus my spellcasting modifier. So it basically just gives him some hit points. He gets 6 hit points.
Hey,
Okay.
Fancy.
it's like a level.
6 extra temporary hit points. So, how close do you want them to be from you before you try to grab them? Because there's between you and the edge of the temple, there's still a good 100 feet. So, do you want to wait
That's far.
until you're?
So they're not going to get any closer than 100 feet
The
from us?
tree line is about 100 feet away.
As they pass us, we could wait for them to not be facing us, and then try to get up from behind them.
So I'd say, actually, why don't we, make a noise and try to draw them to us? Make an animal noise. Draw them over here.
Yeah. So I will kind of sneak off to the side, hide in the foliage, and just start making cat noises.
Okay. so Chaser goes off kind of in front of where they are, tree line related. You just hear this. And the goblins stop and they kind of look at each other. They kind of pull their spear and the other one pulls a short sword.
Start licking their lips. Goblins definitely eat
And they
cats.
kind of they kind of smack each other for a second, like they're trying to argue who's gonna go. Like okay, and they kind of walk forward, and they're going right towards the tree line where you are.
Okay.
So they get close, 40 feet, 30 feet, 20 feet, 10 feet away.
I think I'm gonna use this moment to. I'm gonna jump out and attack one of them.
All right.
So close to me.
Roll an attack.
So Sarsa, do you have a cobbler for those boots, or
So 20 hits. Chaser jumps out of the bushes and trees and attacks one of these goblins. You see this leap, and then with his rapier, slashes at one of the goblins in a surprise attack and hits him for
I believe 9.
9 damage. Okay. And with that,
Take that, elf.
I need you to roll initiative.
It's a thing. It's a
waiting
thing,
for this
we're
all
doing
night.
Would that count as a sneak attack? Are we doing that?
Yes.
It is a sneak attack.
Oh, okay, so I need to roll 3 more d6s.
Okay, go for it.
Here, do you need to borrow some? I got a couple
Yeah,
over
here.
here.
I got 3 right here.
do it?
Plus another 6.
The first goblin, you just slice him in half. He is fallen to the ground. The other goblin goes, there's a cat! There's a cat attacking us!
All right, I think I liked a cat.
And then around the corner from where they came, you see 2 more goblins and a bugbear. A large goblinoid creature with furry body and face, and he's got this kind of large mouth, and he's like, he kind of starts running towards you. And so you have 3 goblins and a bugbear, and no one else is kind of around, but it's your goal.
So
there is another goblin within 15 feet of you.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm just the guy whose buddy I just killed. I'm going to attack him because he's closest to me, right? He's like
22?
Yeah.
And that's for the goblin?
That's for the goblin.
Yeah, that hits. That hits.
Let me just look that up real quick. 22. It's an ancient red goblin.
10.
All right. You take, this is with your rapier?
Yeah, the same.
Take your rapier and just stab him like right in the middle. Just and kind of collapses to the ground. You have taken out another goblin. Jerik, you're up. Chaser just took down 2 goblins on his own, and you see 2 more goblins and a bugbear are running around the corner. What would you like to do?
I will step out and attack whoever's first.
All right.
Drawing my longsword.
That would be a goblin.
16.
16 will hit. Just barely.
That'd be 11 damage.
Ooh, you take out a goblin.
Yeah.
So your
I'll
longsword, you just chop his head off. He just rolls on the ground, and
And I'll
this
use
bugbear is coming at you like, oh, that's my friend, hey.
I'll use a bonus action to cast Hex on the bugbear.
Is that your turn?
Yes.
All right, Saeleas, you are up.
All right, Saeleas is going to do Firebolt, and he's going to twin it. So I'm going to use a sorcery spell or sorcerer point
Because you can.
because I can do
All
that,
right,
and I
good.
always forget that I can.
Fire
do it.
bolt is a cantrip.
Firebolt. So yeah, both the bugbear and the remaining goblin.
Okay.
Goblin first. 10 to hit.
10 misses.
Okay, and then the bugbear is 18 to hit.
That hits.
All right. 13.
13 damage.
Yeah.
Ugh. He just gets, this bugbear gets hit with this fire bolt, and oh, that hurts. And he kind of looks out in the direction that it came from, and he's not happy. It is the bugbear's turn. So he seeing that, but he sees both Jerik and Chaser, but he got hurt by this fire, and he's kind of confused. But he's gonna run towards the closest thing, which is in front of him, which is Jerik. So he is going to make a Morning Star attack. You see this, and he runs up and he attacks, and that is a 9, which will miss.
Yes, it will.
That's the goblin's turn. So the goblin is the other goblin is going to go and seeing where the fire came from. He's going to make his way towards that 30 feet, which is about 10 feet in front of the tree line where the rest of you guys are. That's the goblin's turn. And Coach, you're up.
Yeah, so Saeleas, where did you get your boot? Oh, what the? Oh, man! He's going to pull out his warhammers. He's going to rush the bugbear.
The bugbear?
Yeah.
Okay. Bugbear's about 45 feet away from you.
There's that other goblin.
But there's a
that's like
goblin
10
that's
feet away
15
from
feet
us.
away from you.
Or 15.
And he's like getting closer to you.
That's a big mistake, little man. Yeah, okay. Well, then we're going to do 3 strikes against the goblin. All right, so
What's that extra thing?
18 to hit.
That hits.
Second one is a 16 to hit.
That also hits.
And the third one is a 8 to hit.
8 misses. So 2 hits.
2 hits. So we're looking at 18 damage.
You and this is with your warhammer.
Mm-hmm. 2 warhammers.
How are you swinging? How are you attacking?
So I first do a bam with my right, and then with my left, and then I go down with my third. But that thing is probably dead already.
Yeah.
so it misses.
So you just kind of whack the right and whack the left, and then he's basically his head is like imploded, and then with the final one you're like and down, and just smash him into the ground. He just splurts out in all the different directions.
Oh, that's. Oh, looks
now
like
you
a
have
pocket.
goblin innards all over your warhammer.
Nice job, Coach.
Sarsa.
Sarsa is just going to be like, all right, well, it looks like it's just the big bad nasty. And she's going to go ahead and cast Sacred Flame.
Ooh.
at the bugbear. So he has to make a dex save.
Ooh, we rolled a 7 + 2 is a 9.
Yeah, that's not enough.
Gonna fail.
So he's gonna take, let's see, he's gonna take 3 plus. So he's gonna take 9 damage.
He's not looking too hot. Ow! This big sacred flame moat just kind of hits him. Oh,
Ascends from the heaven.
stop doing that! Kaiser. Chaser, you're up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run up on the bugbear. How close is he to me?
To you, he is about 15 feet.
Okay, so I'll just hop over there and I'm gonna try to stab him with one of my rapiers. Yeah.
This group is not much for conversation.
No, there's not.
23.
That hits.
Jeez.
17.
Describe your victory.
Well, so I
Kitty.
he's all burnt up, right? He got like hit by a
he's
whole bunch.
hit. His hair is all singed and his face is all charred, and he's like,
I'm just gonna find a really kind of squishy spot that's probably all burnt. It's all worn down from all of his attacks, and just sort of take my sword and aim it, and just sort of plunge it right in, squirrel it around, pull it out, and just kind of like, yeah, all right.
You take your rapier, jab it down the neck with kind of a little bit of panache, like, pull it out, and he just kind of stands there like twitching a little bit, and then his knees go limp, and he falls on the floor. And now you have several dead enemies in front of you, and this big temple that's now in front of you.
That's a lot of goblin on me.
Nice going, team.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna walk over to one of the dead goblins that I had gotten before, like maybe the one I cut in half, and pick up the 2 halves. And so I'm really sorry, guys. I kind of got off on the wrong foot, but here, just gonna. You guys take one of these, and I'll give one to you, and just have them. It's.
Why are you trying to hand me a
thanks.
card, Star
Appreciate
Royal?
it. You keep those.
For you guys.
Check the pockets
know
of
what?
the
You're welcome.
coin.
I'm sorry. It just
I've had enough
Chaser,
pockets.
Thank you,
Why don't
mighty
you consider
hunter.
that your first day's payment? Huh?
No,
That's for you,
mean,
buddy.
I'm more partial to gold and other.
Okay, well, we
other
are
things.
too. Put down the goblin
All
guts,
right,
okay?
well, I just thought I'd share. 'cause
I
you guys are-
appreciate
Let's-
the token gifts, but I do not want it.
So, what information did you get from him?
Well, we're going to search him now and
Yeah.
see what's going on. And then we're going to see what's in there.
Okay, so you search the goblins. Between all of them, their bodies, there's about 25 gold. And the bugbear also has a key that has kind of a claw with a snake around it.
So you're telling me you guys didn't even say hello?
We said hello with our swords.
Yeah.
Huh.
They're a lot less aggressive now, don't you think?
Notice that the temple, now that you get a better sense of it, it's sort of pyramidish in structure. There are no doors around the bottom or the middle layer, but there are stairs on both sides, kind of like ziggurat shaped, and there are stairs going up, and there is a door on the very top.
Well, I'll go ahead and I say we just I'll borrow that key. I'll go take a look upstairs. You wanna?
I don't think you should be doing that unsupervised. Wouldn't you agree, Jerik?
Yeah, well, we should all go together. Also, it sounds like if we see any more bugbears, Coach would like to talk to them.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna say hello to them, right?
Yeah.
It was
why would
complicated
you-
how that rolled
Why
out,
would you
Coach,
start by
okay?
saying hello?
From way in the back. All right,
That's
we're
literally
gonna-
been my only experience fighting things. You go up, you say hello.
That sounds very dangerous. I don't know
sounds
why you do
strategically
with that.
See,
Yeah.
I thought the same thing, but you'd be surprised how often it works out well in your favor.
Well,
All right,
perhaps
well,
if
we'll try that
if
maybe
we
next time.
encounter some creatures that seem more inclined to speak, and unlike goblins and bugbears, then perhaps we will do that.
All right. We met a bunch of orcs, and they sure liked us a lot.
Well, orcs are often very intelligent. Goblins, not so much.
All right, moving on. Let's go check out this temple.
Okay, so
And then
you,
I'm gonna take a second though, take a knee, and just be like a little prayer to Saloon, and just be like, "Hey, girl." Not hey, girl.
Wrong character, Jen.
Yeah, just it's like recalibrating.
okay, all right. So take a minute to pray, and then you guys head up the temple steps.
As we're sneaking up the temple, my sword from inside the scabbard goes,
Jerik Darkharbour, you were quite harsh in that battle against those goblins and bugbears. Perhaps next time you could listen to the dwarf.
I'm like, shut up. It's not a good time right now. We're sneaking. I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes this happens.
Wait, we can
Sard talks to him on occasion.
Yeah, it's just a thing he does. He'll get used to it.
wait. Do we all hear the sword?
Yeah.
It's a really loud sword. I mean, it's,
Yeah, you
it's
hear this talking sword.
Yeah, sure.
Remember when you wanted to put the stone on vibrators?
Oh,
Perhaps
hey,
you should put the
No,
sword
you
on
can't talk
vibrators
to
as
this.
well.
Just don't get him started. I'm
You
sorry
need
about
the
that.
sword?
It'll be
I thought
fine.
we talked about this before. It's like it's
I
a
switched swords and he still talks to me.
Okay,
All right.
I mean,
Does the sword have a name?
Well, I call him Joe.
Joe.
It's technically Javadriel. He's sort of like an angel that talks to me, kind of, and he talks to me through my sword. And yes, I've tried to switch swords. He still talks to me.
Hey, Joe, could you
So-
keep it down a bit? We're sneaking.
Yeah, right? Joe, listen to the old wizard guy.
I'm not so...
and put the sword in like a bag and fill the bag with like hay.
You can't get him drunk.
No. Trust me, I tried.
Swords don't have mouths.
Anyway, he's settled down now. Let's go. Let's go to the door.
Let's go.
The door is locked.
Oh, we'll just put the key in there and give it a little.
Should we not check
How
for
do you-
traps first?
Can I look around to see if there's anything else?
Go ahead and make a perception check, Coach.
Natural 20.
Nice.
22 total.
What you see, you don't really see too much around the temple other than trees, but what you notice about the door is it has this insignia of two snakes that are kind of moving their way around each other in a circle and then coming inside, kind of coming towards each other.
Like they're gonna kiss.
Or attack each other.
Nat
Oh.
kid.
Yeah.
Saeleas
cute.
recognize this symbol.
Anybody know what this means? These snakes that are hissing each other.
Right in the center
They're
of
hissing.
right in
H-I-S-S-I-N.
right in the center of where the snakes are about to meet is a small keyhole, and so it's not actually where a door handle would be, but that's where the keyhole would be, and it's kind of hidden. But with Coach's help, he actually points out where this key would go.
Hey, Chase, stick that bad boy right in here.
You should probably check for traps. And I'm gonna put my hand on Chaser and give him guidance.
Have none of you read books?
If you want to recognize the symbol, make a history check.
History. That'd be 9. That's with.
It's a couple of snakes, and they're real scary looking.
Have none of you read books?
I have not encountered this in books. You know, I really should get more picture books. You would enjoy those, wouldn't you, Coach?
Quite a bit. I love picture books.
I mean, it
Thought
could
so.
be that it's in your Guide to the Realms, but you haven't quite gotten on that chapter yet. So
Is there a way I can check for booby traps or?
Yeah,
make sure
you can
that I
check
don't
for traps.
use My other hand.
you pretty sure that there's no traps.
Cool. Then I will open the door.
Okay, you stick the key in, unlock it.
Yeah.
Opens up.
Good job, Chaser.
Wow.
Right, you opened a door with a key.
All right, let's go.
Also killed a lot of the people with the key, so you're welcome, guys. Come
Coach is
I
walking
think
in.
you used your sword, not your
Okay,
key.
you
for
walk
that.
in. There's about a 8x8 room, and with this door, and in the corner there's sort of a tile that's carved out. It's about 4x4, and it's what looks like a stairway.
Well, here we go.
Even though I have dark vision, I know we have a few people that don't. So I'm going to take out my Mace of Disruption
Okay.
and light that sucker up.
Okay, the room is lit. It's very empty. There's a few carvings on the wall.
Lit.
Carvings on the wall. Do we understand them? Do we know what they mean?
None of you understand this.
I used to know
It's
more,
not,
but that was
you can tell it's not a language, but it's more like pictorials. And from what you see, it's a lot of like large reptilian creatures, a lot of them snakes, and
figure,
lots of
it's
very,
bunch of
very small people that are worshiping said creatures.
Does it look like a language though?
No,
So it
more,
just
more
looks
of like hieroglyphics.
or more like
Hieroglyphics is a language.
but like
Oh, sorry.
cave
Does it look
painting.
like-
Okay,
style?
smart guy. No, it's not a language. It's a bunch of snakes.
It's like pictograms.
Pictorials. It's an old-fashioned comic book. Moving on. You go down the stairs.
So it's like more like cave paintings where they're like
Like,
drawing.
are we talking like
Temple falls
Golden
down, you all
Age of
die.
comic books? Or, like,
Just because you have attitude about it, I'm going to cast comprehend language and see if I understand it. I cast comprehend
It's not a language. You don't understand anything.
Guys, I don't think this is a language, and I just burned a spell slot on it. So let's go on.
All right,
getting
let's
late.
just go down these stairs, right?
You're punchy.
You go down the stairs. About 10 feet down, you start hearing.
Is that a language?
Yeah, that's a language.
Are they chanting?
Well, I cast comprehend language, luckily. So what are they saying?
You understand it. It's common.
Damn it.
So you burn another spell slot.
No, the same one is active.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like 10 minutes.
It's common. You understand that. Good.
You super understand.
I start to translate you guys.
is it too-
I translate it, not realizing
Is it,
that you guys, it's in
Is it just
common.
like so far away we can't really make out what they're
Yeah,
saying?
it's kind of muffled.
It's like muffled because
Yeah,
it's down like a
because
deep
it's
chasm.
through several, what you assume are floors of the temple.
Yeah.
And there's like, so basically how this temple works is there's a set of stairs, there's a bigger floor, 16 feet wide. Then you go down another set of stairs, there's another floor, 20 feet wide, and it kind of keeps going. And then finally, so you go down a few flights, and the sort of chanting and kind of hooting and hollering gets louder and louder. Trying to think about it too much, Matt. Please don't do math.
I'm not.
I'm just trying to move this forward.
I was trying to picture it.
Okay. Don't question my temple aesthetics. I'm just trying to have you go down, okay?
Matt with his hands was making like bigger
I know that you would question this. I'm just trying to move it forward
sorry,
with the
Chris.
narrative.
We're
all right?
doing it. We're doing
This is
it.
why
I
we
actually
can't
like
have
it.
nice
All right.
things.
Okay. So you get to where it's now very loud, and there is another set of stairs, but there is a wooden door, kind of a trap door, but it has a handle, so it's not a trap door. And you believe that whatever the talking is coming from the other side. It's with Sarsa's Mace of Disruption. It's causing the light to light up this part of the room. You don't really have a sense at this point. You've gone down a couple of flights, so you imagine you're close to the bottom, but there's still probably a good 20 feet of height from where you think what the bottom would be.
As we approach this area where we're hearing the talking, I'm going to go ahead and pocket my mace so that the light,
Okay.
I clap on and it turns off.
The
Clap off.
The staff of defense that I got earlier, which I will assume that I attuned sometime
Yeah,
over the last
there's no-
24 hours
yeah.
or so. I'm going to take a moment and use one of the charges on that staff and
Okay.
get some mage armor.
So who's gonna open this little door here?
I could try to like sneakily open it.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea, Chaser.
I've got very delicate hands. I can sneak this thing open.
I'm going to go ahead and just give him
pause.
another guidance.
Yeah, make a sleight of hand check.
Ooh, 16 plus 8 is 24.
Okay. You lift up this door. There is no sound. It's WD-40 covered. It's super quiet. It's not
like
squeaky at all.
counterweighted,
You're
so-
able to open this up and no sound, and it's very quiet. And as you do this, you start hearing.
Like, oh yeah, oh, that looks delicious. Oh, what sort of spices are you using? I don't know. Oh,
So they're saying what sort of spices are you using, and the other one doesn't
All right,
know
everyone,
what they're
all right,
using.
quiet.
It sounds.
All right,
okay,
now listen.
Somebody else is saying
Now,
quiet.
the next ingredient
down.
I'm using
Why are you guys looking at me like that?
is going to be a type of rare element.
They're
I'm going to
speaking
mix this
common.
in together.
Oh, okay.
And now you don't want to overcook it, all right? So I need a volunteer who wants to stir the sauce.
Is this a culinary cult?
Should we go in and try talking to them? Maybe we should follow Coach's idea.
the technique. Oh, very good.
Can we look down and see what's happening?
Yeah, make a perception check.
I want to make one too.
All of our heads go in.
Everybody above the 10, you guys peek in
7.
and you see a large gathering of bugbears.
Oh, jeez.
Are they eating
There's
people?
about 40 or so of them.
Oh.
In the center, there are several tables, shelves, some cabinets hastily constructed out of wood. And in the center of those bugbears, and in the center of the bugbears, you see this kind of guy. He's got this streak of blonde hair. He does have a large mace that's attached to his back. And then you want to slice down, this incision right here. That will give you the best cut, where you still have a little bit of fat and
Is that
meat.
this guy talking?
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit of fat and meat in there, and that's going to give you a much flavor when you cook it. So we're going to put that
What is
over
he
the
cutting?
fire. He's cutting what looks like a large beast of some kind. It's been flayed and it's been some sort of flank of hooved animal of some kind.
Okay, so it's not a human being, or a dwarf, or a tiefling.
We might have stumbled into a cooking school.
They look up and they see a couple of your heads sticking out. Hey, Godron, there's somebody up there on the top door. Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
I
Good
said,
guess.
Are you
Bring them down.
Are you the Gardner, the famous bugbear chef?
Godron Ramshead.
I'm so.
Was all of this build up just for that?
For that pun.
Oh my
And that
god.
concludes
I
tonight's
need you all to come down.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, can we get an autograph?
Boys, let them come down. There's a rope.
Here we go.
Can we get some sort of assurance of safe passage? You're not going to attack us.
What do you mean?
or
We
anything?
said hello.
You're here to come in and eat, right?
Yes, we
So
are.
go
Yes,
down.
we are, guys. Shut up and
Yeah.
let's go.
Do they
Right,
know
so-
about the person?
You make your way down, and a couple of bugbears are like,
Hello.
these are bugbears.
Nice to see you. Oh, nice teeth.
And you guys make your way in the center, and
Bad idea.
hello, my name is Godron Ramshead. I am a culinary expert.
We know who you are.
Oh,
You
very
are
good. You've heard of me.
simply- I mean, absolutely.
Excellent.
I mean, word is getting out. This stuff here, I mean,
Wait a second. Are you all chefs as well?
well, I wouldn't call myself a chef.
I'm more of a critic of
So
sorts.
you're here for the competition
kind
then?
of inspire. Oh, let's huddle up, you guys.
I'm more here for the whiskey pairings.
Hello, Knights of the Roll Table. This is Chris Daly, your dungeon master for season 2 of the podcast. I'm speaking a little quietly because my kids are asleep and I'm recording this really late. So that's why it sounds like I'm whispering. Thanks to everybody that's hitting up iTunes and leaving a review and rating the podcast. We really appreciate it. If you haven't done it, please check it out and leave us a review if you get a chance. Somehow it helps the algorithm, and I don't know how it works, but it helps people learn more about the show, and it moves us up the list with all those other D&D podcasts out there, which we know there's a ton of them, and you're probably listening to a bunch. But if you're listening to us and you like what we do, please leave us a review and and subscribe to the podcast. We really appreciate it. We do have a contest going on, and originally it was going to end on October 1st, but we're extending the deadline to October 6th. That's a Sunday. So you still have a couple of days. If you're listening to this now on the 1st and you're like, it's the last day, but actually it's not the last day because we're extending the deadline to the 6th. So go on our Twitter, Instagram, and like and follow and leave a comment and retweet it and all that good stuff. You can even enter twice if you go to both. And it'll have all of our information on our Twitter or Instagram. Be sure to check out new art on our Instagram at Rolled Table. We've actually shortened the handle, so now it's just at Rolled Table, just like the Twitter. This week you can see Cole Satori, the big bad Nesty, the villain in the big suit of flying armor, and also Cobbles the Earth Genasi, who was friends with our heroes. Weston Gardner, who does all of our theme music and sound editing and has an impressive board game collection too, can make a custom RPG anthem for you. Check out his audio skills at Make My Anthem. And if you have a D&D question or need some advice on your campaign, you can leave us feedback or ask us any how-to D&D question. Send an email to knightsoftherolledtable@gmail.com. And finally, follow us on Twitter at Rolled Table. That's ROLLED Table. Now, go out and make life an adventure and don't wake up the kids.
All right, listen. I feel like, what do you guys think about doing a cooking competition for a bunch of bugbears so they don't kill any of
If
us?
it's a competition, I'm in.
Yeah, we are significantly out in
Perhaps-
here, you guys.
Perhaps we could offer to judge. and
Listen,
not
listen,
compete.
I hate
listen.
to
I don't mean
defy
to press you,
gender
but
roles, but I don't know
I've
what
got
to
some
do.
things in the oven. If we're going to do this, we really need to get moving. So
Let's do it.
I can
Yeah.
let you know the terms and conditions, and if you all agree to be in the cooking competition, then whoever wins, well, I mean, I'll give you a nice prize.
Yes, boy. Well, what happens if we lose?
Oh, well, standard rules of the culinary bugbear competition. We eat you all.
Well, we don't wish to eat you if you lose.
No. If you win, you don't get eaten.
Perhaps we could change
So you're
these
telling
terms.
us our options
And
are
bugbears
either,
go, they start kind of licking their
either we
lips a
do
little
this competition and if we win, we survive. If we lose, you attempt to eat us. Those are really the only two options, right?
What if we don't participate?
You know what? I feel like we might have found the wrong
Well,
temple.
you're down here now, so you either get eaten if you don't want to do it, or you do it and you have a chance of not getting eaten.
Let's do this.
I like
Always
it.
wanted to try my.
I have.
Mine will give it a go.
yeah, eating competition.
I have read several cooking books.
Don't feel so bad about slaying.
I was just gonna say that, right?
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
Feel
one
a lot
less.
better about that situation.
See what happens when you just say hello.
All right, bring it, Gardner.
All right, well, here's what's going to happen. So you guys can make anything you want. We've got a full pantry over here, a couple of stoves, some open flames, some grills. We've got some tables. You can do your prep work there. And you see there's actually 5 stations. Now, what we expect is a appetizer course, and then a main course, and then some sort of follow-up dessert course. So you guys can work together if you want on one course, or you can work by yourself, but you have to have those 3 courses at the end.
3
And then I will be judging the meal that you present, and I will let you know, based on each one of those 3 courses, if you get 2 out of the 3, you win.
Do you, perchance, happen to have a bar selection? I'd like to maybe find a nice cooking sherry, perhaps a port.
I mean, of course we do. I'm not an animal.
I'm just saying, I'm not seeing it here in this pantry.
Well, it's over in the shelves.
Aye. All right, Sarsa is gonna grab like
Couple
8
of
bottles.
Sort
No,
of used, various sherries
Yeah,
and
she
cooking
takes all
wines.
of
And
them.
okay, great. Oh, by the way, you have 30 minutes.
All right. Well, I can definitely tenderize something. So maybe I should stick with the main course.
You see one bugbear with a long stick with a piece of chalk on it, and there's a wall, and there's a lot of markings on it from before of like tick marks. It says GR under like a winner, and it's got like some other initials kind of scratchily written, and that one had like a big X through it. And you see like several of these. It looks like previous competitions, nobody has won. Like all of them have been crossed out.
Guys, come here for just a moment. Before let's strategize before
This
we begin
was
cooking.
not how I imagined today going.
Come here. So I could cast prestidigitation, and I could imbue anything with flavor for an hour. So we could just cook something, and I can cast this spell on it. I could do this up to 3 times, and we could make it taste good.
Hold on, but presentation is very important.
You guys can work on that part. I'll just make it taste good.
I like
and we'll
it.
be good to go.
I kind of like Sarsa's idea of getting him really hammered.
All right, you guys do that.
Oh, was that my idea? Sarsa puts down the bottle that she's been chugging from.
You work on the drinks. That'll be like a bonus, and we'll cook something, and then we'll
Who's
come
got
up with what
dessert?
flavor it should be, and we
I
will
thought the booze was the
add the
dessert.
flavor to
Well,
it.
we should have the booze first, right? Because then he'll get really liquored up and everything else will taste great.
How much have you drank?
Out of this bottle?
Yeah. I mean, it's our materials.
A portion. All right, here's what we're going to do. For the appetizer, why don't we come up with something light, perhaps something refreshing? These are bugbears. Obviously, they're going to be carnivores of some kind.
Probably savory, right?
Aye, something savoury. Then for our main course, we do something quite heavy, quite filling, robust. Maybe a nice fillet, and we could pair it with some cheese, and maybe come up with. I'll take some of this sherry right here. We'll do a nice reduction with that, right?
You do a puree on the side.
Would any of us, DM, would any of us know much about bugbears, like what their favorite food was or anything? Saeleas perhaps have read about it. Could I roll something for that?
Roll a nature check.
Nature? Okay. Hey, I actually have something for nature. Hey, 16. All right. That's actually a real number.
You know that they're carnivores and they sure love meat.
But I don't know, like, what particular, like, they don't love lamb or something more than other things.
They don't normally go. I mean,
I just picked the first
Do they
one.
like sexy sheep?
it's more like they will eat smaller creatures. They will eat humans. They will eat kind of whatever they can. They're scavengers and carnivores.
Seems like this
And they're the
ramhead guy's
goblinoid variety, so they
Alright.
will
a
not
pretty
be
good
picky.
palate.
I have a quick question. Is the only person we're supposed to impress is
Godron.
Godron?
He's going to be tasting it.
Okay, so it's his. I mean, it doesn't matter what happens as long as he's happy.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do
You know, I was taught,
that a rule
you know, a
on your
thing or
side?
two about cooking.
Ow.
You know, I was, you know, a domesticated person.
All right, start cooking, Dan.
All right, here we go.
Is that a
All right.
And
Okay.
So what's going to happen is I need you guys to tell me what is your first course that you're making, and what is your main course, and what is your dessert course.
I'm working on the main course.
Main course, just you.
Well, we're all working together, and I'm gonna apply a flavor to each of these before we're done.
Well,
Before we
so
mess it up.
I need you to specifically. You can only work on one course.
I'll do
So
the
you
appetizer.
cannot apply your magic to all three. You can apply it to the one you are working on.
Okay.
Godron says,
I-
"Oh,
will
by
hear
the
what
way,
other people are working on."
you know, I want this to be fair. So, you know, you can work on your thing, but if I see you cheating and helping somebody else on their course, we'll kill you all immediately. All right? Great. Cool.
So who's doing? So you're doing main
That
course.
seems fair.
Jarik.
I'll
Jarik,
work
what are you
on
working
dessert.
Okay, Jarik. What are you working on?
You have 25 minutes left.
So
Alright.
I will help with. I think I'll help the main
And the
because I
pairing,
think
the booze
Coach is the
pairing.
one. Coach is the one I'm least confident in being able to cook. So
Which is funny.
He'll help. He'll help that one.
And yep, so you can kind of see that here. I'm gonna chop it all there.
Saeleas and Coach are main course.
We work well together.
Are you guys working together?
I guess we're.
Are you doing the appetizer with me?
Yeah, I'll do the appetizer with you.
Okay, and what are you working on?
Dessert.
Okay, Jerik's doing dessert by himself. What? And let me know appetizer course. What
I'm gonna
are you
give
making?
us both guidance.
Okay,
So in that pantry, did we find
everything you would want.
So we're gonna do a sampling of escargot with a white wine reduction
Now I'm hungry.
and just a smattering of light cheeses on it. And then for extra credit, I would like to attempt to whip up some semblance of an old fashioned to be served with all three courses.
Hook me up with that.
Okay, so yeah, you found some selection
Orange
of
peels.
some natural snails and some
Plucking off the
flavorings
cave
and
wall.
some garnishes,
Yeah.
and you find a couple of things.
We're going very traditional.
Maybe
here.
not to your liking of a specific. You know, I mean, it's impressive for an abandoned temple and a bunch of bugbears. They have quite an assortment of different things to
What's
choose
our
from.
butter selection like?
It's a fresh whip.
Then that's, I mean,
Is
enough
it an
butter,
herb
that
butter?
you got escargot.
Okay. So escargot for the appetizer course. What is the main
For
course?
the main, what were you thinking of for the base dish? Because then we can flavor the meat with like.
Well, so here's
some
the
sort of
thing.
flavor.
You know, you want a little bit more of an advanced palate.
I
clearly.
agree, yes.
So something maybe a little bit more gamey, maybe like a duck, maybe a veal.
Ooh, yes.
And that way we can really impress this guy.
What would enhance the flavor of those?
Oh, you guys got to cook them just right. You got a little bit of salt on there. You know what we could do?
Can infuse it with the flavor of garlic?
You know,
or-
we could pair it with some parsnips. Maybe, yeah, garlic would be good on there.
Yeah, so I'll infuse this all of our food with just a general flavor of garlic. So
Have
we
you
don't
ever
have to
cooked
cook it.
anything before in your life?
Yeah, a light garlic flavor. No, but I can taste. I know what things taste like. I'm not gonna cook
Come on,
anything.
Saeleas.
So you're working on a veal
Yep, veal with a parsnip puree.
parsnip
Like a
puree.
veal
Okay.
parmesan.
Jarek is working on a dessert.
Creme brulee.
Creme brulee. Great.
Also, if it's been about 15 minutes since I hexed the bugbear, I can move that. So I'm going to move it to Gardner, and I'm going to impair his wisdom checks. So that'd be animal handling, insight, medicine, perception, and survival.
Okay.
I'm
think has
also
a
putting
disadvantage.
guidance on both Chaser and myself for our appetizer.
All right. Guidance.
If we have to roll anything.
Your meal is prepared. You guys come forward with the appetizer. Chaser and Sarsa present escargot
And an old fashioned.
and a sort of high fantasy version of an old fashioned with the spirits that are provided. Godron says, "All right, well, let's see what we got here. I see you used a reduction. Very nice. And let me just take a bite. And
Can I?
so what I'd like you to do is go ahead and roll a performance check.
Both of us?
Yep.
That's a 15 plus 4, so a 19. Plus, they gave us both guidance. So that's going to be a 23 for me.
What's the guidance? Oh, a D4? 15.
All right. Yeah. And he just takes like a bite. He's like, all right, next course.
Coach, why don't you present it?
Well, Godron, Chef Godron.
Thank you.
Chef.
Thank you for addressing me in
course,
the proper terms.
Tonight, we have a garlic roasted veal with a parsnip puree off to the side here. And we hope you enjoy it.
All right, very good.
Bon appetit.
Why don't you two roll a performance check with advantage, Saeleas, because you use prestidigitation.
Well, you said performance? That'll be 11.
14.
He takes a big bite of the veal, takes a little sampling of the puree, licks it. Yeah, okay. Right. All right. And finally, for our dessert, third course.
Didn't get any compliments.
Well, Chef Godron, in your just internal wisdom, really, it's an honor just to be here. Really appreciate it. I have prepared for you my very best creme brulee. And before you taste it, I'm going to cast Purify Food and Drink.
Okay, what does that do?
Well, at a minimum, technically what it does is make sure that it's not poisoned or diseased, which is good just in case. But I hope it adds a little kind of something extra
It's kind of
pizzazzy.
like a triple filtered vodka.
So
like
fresh.
I mean, it
kinda-
blesses it.
Looks very clean.
Yes, thank you very much.
So this is a clean brulee,
It undoes all the work of the blowtorch on the creme brulee.
The heel bit.
No carcinogens.
I've never seen torch work that is so uniform.
Well, thank you very much. I was inspired by you, Chef.
Very good. All right, so he cracks the little sugar shell on top and eats a little bite of it. Go ahead and roll a performance check.
Oh no! Well, I rolled a 1. I have +5 to performance, so that's a technical 6.
So he takes a bite and it looks creamy and delicious, and he's like, I do love a good crim. And he kind of reaches in his mouth and he pulls out a rock. It's like this little pebble, and he's like, oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Oh no.
Okay,
I think Purify would have fixed that.
rock is very clean.
Yes, so clean.
There's no germs on
Okay.
the rock. It's just there's still a rock.
So he says, well, I must say, overall, I'm a little impressed with your meal. The dessert was awful. It was horrid.
Yeah.
No,
that's
you
fine.
don't serve rocks inside a creme brulee. What were you thinking?
No, dude,
I mean, it's absolutely awful. I mean, the sugar was just off, right? I mean, it was falling apart.
Right.
And then you have things inside of it. You put things inside, like the cream. It's got to be creamy. It shouldn't be like this horrid substance. It tastes like slime.
Chalky. It looked chalky.
Chalky. There you go.
Thanks,
Very
Coach.
nice.
Appreciate it.
All right.
I feel like
Anyway,
I lost it with the rock
But the
thing,
first
so-
one, the escargot, normally very slimy, but I feel like this one was a nice presentation. It actually like goes down the throat quite nicely, and I like the pairing of the old fashioned. A nice choice.
Thank you kindly.
And then the main course I also thought was mostly successful. Parsnips I don't quite care for, but I'll give you a bit of a pass because the veal was outstanding. It was quite good.
Thank you, Chef.
Good technique.
Thank you, Chef.
So I'm going to let you live. Yes. I'm going to let you live so that you can fight me. Because I really love fighting.
Now
Please
we're
clear out
talking.
Clear out the tables. Clear out the tables, and you see all the bugbears. Like,
Sarsa's gonna take the what's left of the old fashioned from him,
Okay.
and she's gonna chug it.
she's
real
going to
quick.
chug
This
it.
was not part of our arrangement.
Well,
Oh,
that's
this
kind
is
of
the best
That's
part
kind
of
of the
it.
first part of passing. If you don't pass the culinary, how can I know that you can do anything else? Because really, the true test of a warrior is this pallet? Am I right? Am I right?
You are right,
And then
Chef.
all of the bugbears are like, yeah, the pallet is the best. So
I need-
everybody to roll initiative, please.
I want a new buddy cop drama with Coach and Chef just on the road together.
Chaser is up first, followed by Saeleas, then Jerik, then Godron Ramshead, then Sarsa, and finally Coach. Now, let me explain kind of what we're looking at. We have kind of an octagonal shaped pit, and then you're surrounded by about 40 bugbears around in a circle. All of the cooking equipment and tables have been cleared out.
Going to be really honest, kind of like this guy.
I don't know how the rock got in there. I feel like,
You
somebody
really
must-
let
I
us
feel like
You
it's
don't
probably
wash your
sabotaged.
hands. That's the problem. You never wash your hands.
There
and it's
wasn't a
gross.
rock stuck
I
to
know,
my
it's
hand.
disgusting.
We
It's
are in a
like even
temple.
after
It's
the
possible.
bathroom. Like I cannot. Oh, sorry.
It's possible
Stop
it just
it.
fell from the ceiling.
Yeah,
It's
it
an old
probably fell from
decaying
the
temple.
ceiling. Thank you, Saeleas.
Maybe
Jerik,
someone's in your
I-
hair from sneaking through the
I've
forest.
had your cooking before. I don't think the rock was the only problem.
Nobody else wanted to do dessert.
Before we start, Godron Ramshead takes the mace off of his back. He holds it in his hand, he kind of smacks it a couple times, and then he pushes a button, presses down, he kind of looks at you, smiles, says, all right, let's make this interesting, and presses this button, and all of a sudden his form changes. He becomes larger, and you see this large gray beast with a horn in front, and it is a rhinoceros.
So he's like he's a were rhino.
They're just chubby
don't know?
unicorns.
Well, that's
So
alarming.
he turns into a rhino. Chaser, you are up first.
That's right.
There's a large rhino in front of you. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm gonna stab it a couple times.
That's unfortunate because they're endangered.
Oh, this one's endangered, but not as endangered as we are right now. So I'm gonna start with my my +1 rapier. Oh, natural 20.
All right, we're done. Cool.
22 damage.
All right, yeah.
And so I'm gonna want to use my bonus action and use my offhand rapier to
Okay.
try to.
Get this rhino right
Yeah.
in a place where it.
In its underhorn.
I'm bad at math. 25.
It's
12.
12 damage.
Yes.
Okay. So you take your first rapier and just, he's, standing there kind of looking very imposing, and you kind of slash underneath right where the neck kind of meets the rest of the body, and it really gets him in a point where he's like, he kind of growls. And then you get him right and kind of give him a stabby stab right underneath there, that point as well, in this kind of fleshy sensitive area, not in the tough part. And you did some good
Fleshy
damage.
sensitive area.
Yeah.
You don't want to get sliced in your fleshy
Okay,
sensitive area.
Saeleas, you're up next.
Saeleas is gonna cast Chromatic Orb as a level 2 spell. 25 to hit.
25 hits.
So 20 damage. Let's go lightning.
Lightning? And what?
Let's see.
20 damage. Since it's Saeleas. Chromatic Orb.
All right, so
And I'll roll-
lightning.
I'm
What is
sorry.
he gonna
thinks
do?
he has to say it.
Oh, yeah,
And
please.
I'll roll my d20, and I did not roll a 1. So-
Okay, so wild magic does not kick into effect. This lightning shoots out from this orb. It shoots into the rhinoceros, and you see it kind of, and all of a sudden, poof, he turns back into Godron Ramshead.
Oh.
Hey, all right.
You're no fun. It's Jerik's turn.
All right, Jerik will draw his weapon and use his bonus action to channel divinity into his sacred weapon, which is the thing that makes it light up and hit real hard. Unfortunately, it usually wakes up Joe the Angel, who's like, Jerik Dark Harbor, let the might of Torm aid you. Yes, Joe, it's fine. What? Yeah. All right, if you can actually, I can use all the help I can right now. That would be great. And he will charge and swing his now sacred longsword. And that is a 17. I rolled a 3, but I have a plus 14 with this up.
Yeah, 17 just hits.
Woo! 17 damage altogether with Hex.
Okay. Godron Ramshead pulls out a chef's knife because of course he does. And he also has the mace, and he's going to make a multi-attack. And he's going to attack who he thinks is the weakest, which it looks like Saeleas. So he's going to kind of run at you.
Well, he's not wrong.
Yeah, and make 2 attacks. He rolled a nat 20
Okay, that one's gonna hit.
first, and then an 8. So
That one is gonna miss.
The chef's knife is going to do 10 slashing damage.
Oh.
The mace goes wide because you kind of recoiled with that.
Did you see how he curled his fingers when he went to chop you?
Now is not the time.
Oh, and
Ow.
because it is a
You focus on weird things.
damage,
Oh, it's important.
you also take 3 damage because bugbear.
Wait, what?
Well, because he has a thing called brute.
Oh,
So
okay.
okay, that's his turn. Sarsa.
All right, Sarsa's like, all right, well, no more Miss Nice Tieflin. And she's going to use her bonus action to cast Spiritual Weapon. So her big ol' anchor is going to pop up right next to Mr. Ram's head. And I'm actually going to cast that as a 3rd level spell. Fine.
And us, we've seen it.
All right. Well, anyways, so I'm going to make an attack with that as
Okay,
my
go ahead.
action. And that's a 19 plus... shkaboop, shkaboop, boop. It's...
Yeah, it hits.
It's a lot. Yep.
Okay, cool. So then it's going to be 2d8. It's going to be 4, 9 plus 7, so 16 damage.
He is knocked back. Oh, that's your snails weren't that good, love. And he just
Maybe if you're still standing when all this is over, you can buy me a drink.
Coach.
Coach is going to use his bonus action to rage. Well, you've gotten in a little bit over your head. And he's going to use reckless attack.
Okay.
So total of 18 damage with those 2 strikes. And he is raging. He's standing right next to him. Bah! Bah!
Chaser, you're up.
Cool. I mean, I'm just gonna chase after him because he's left my area and went after Matt. I'm gonna do the tried and true just stabs.
Okay.
21.
21 hits, yeah.
15 with my main
First rapier, okay.
Yeah, and gonna bonus action to attack. And that's 16.
That misses.
Okay.
First one hits.
Yeah.
Right in the side. He winces and it's like, okay, all right, that's not gonna work for me. And he's looking kind of rough.
Yeah, enough, or you wanna tap out? Or, I mean, it's
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm just getting my second wind.
Okay, cool.
Coming back for the main course in just a second.
Really fun.
All right, Saeleas.
All right, Saeleas is going to Chromatic Orb again.
As you like.
And he says,
Not yet. I have to make sure I hit. Chromatic Orb! 17 plus 7, yeah. 24. And then let's get some D8s going on. Chromatic Orb! What is that? 3. 11. We'll do lightning damage again.
Lightning damage.
11
Okay.
lightning! Chromatic
Doesn't
Orb!
say 11 lightning.
I confused myself. Chromatic Orb!
Okay.
Lightning!
Okay.
Don't stab me, you jerk.
All right, Jerik, you're up.
All right, now I charge forward him and I swing my sacred weapon. And then there's a 20 total to hit,
That hits.
15 damage. And I say, you should have been nicer about the creme brulee.
yeah, it was pretty chalky. I mean,
Not helping.
Takes the slice and like, all right, fine, have it your way. And he clicks the button on his mace again.
No.
Jerik, you feel a strange sensation come over you, and you turn into a bat.
No.
The sword goes cling, 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 and Jerik goes, and all the bugbears go, oh, little bat, a little bat, look at that. Crack, and they try to grab it. I need you as a bat to make a dexterity save.
Do I have bat statistics
you
for
can
that?
actually go all the way down.
Bat statistics.
Kind of fun. You go.
Do I need to add
Do
bat
it.
statistics?
Do it.
Takes 6.
You'll never get the opportunity otherwise. Mm-hmm. Bat.
I am the knight.
And they hit the check
Kinda
mark.
like-
Then it'll stay in there.
As a bat, I have better dexterity than Jerik.
That actually makes sense.
Wow.
You
I
have,
love this.
You can move
You're a
in,
smaller
in
target.
3 dimensions and you're tiny.
Yeah.
15.
Yeah,
All right,
proficiency in dodge.
they fail to grab you. Just a general, like, the arms of the bugbears around you go up and you, and like fly. Sarsa, you're up. Jerik is a bat. He just turned him into a bat
I
with
do a
this
blind
mace.
sight because I'm
It's
blind.
Sick.
not a terrible look for you, Tarlov. So I'm gonna take a swing with my big anvil spiritual weapon again. So 16 to hit.
Ooh, that misses.
And I'm gonna also take a fire with my crossbow here.
Okay.
My heavy crossbow. That's a crit. Ooh, critical hit. 20.
Ooh,
25 to hit.
Oh.
Kill him. Kill him.
So that's gonna do 14.
Describe your victory.
Oh.
Yes.
Sarsa says, "Well, I guess we won't be having that drink then." And she lets go, and she lets a crossbow loose, and it gets him right in the eye.
Oh,
Jeez.
check, please. And he falls down. Jerik, floating above, turns back into Jerik.
Lands
You
on
take
a bugbear.
1 point of bludgeoning damage falling from 10 feet in the air.
Is he dead or is he just?
He's he's unconscious, but
He does have a crossbow.
it's
bolt
a
in his
crossbow
eye.
bolt, so in his
Sarsa,
eye.
I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna go ahead and just as a level 1, I'll cast.
Why would you help him?
No, because he gave us a fair thing.
In what way was that fair?
Yeah, it was. You're right. It was not fair. We were just gonna crush.
All the
his little
bugbears like,
Hey,
what do you do?
Pretty
You
cool.
killed
So
him.
she's gonna go over there. She's gonna just place her hand right on his eye and cast Cure Wounds as a level 1. He gets
It'll
15
heal her.
15 health.
Oh, ew.
He's looking around.
I guess it'd be no, it'd be
Exactly.
There's a
13,
tree here.
13 health.
Saeleas, I need you to make a history or arcana check.
Ooh.
18. We'll go with Arcana because that feels more.
Okay.
They're both +4, but
So you've seen this mace kind of have a effect where it's turned not only him but also Jerik into these different things, and you get a sense that you've read about this somewhere, and you also get the sense that it has a very strong arcane nature to its construction. It's not a normal mace; it's some sort of boosted power mace. Okay. Well, at the same time, so you kind of revive Godron Ramshead, and he's like, he pulls this thing out of his eye. He's like, that really hurt. And it's just eyes bleeding out.
We tried to tell you. You didn't really stand a chance. I don't know why you tried to take on all 5 of us.
It was a pretty good fight.
Would you bring me back to life?
Well, first of all, I appreciated the fact that you gave us an out, and you were quite nice about me appetizer too. So obviously you're a man of taste. And I was hoping that maybe you could tell us a wee bit about the goings-ons in this area. Have you noticed anything a bit strange going on?
It's really searing pain here. All right,
yes.
give me a steak. Give me a steak. Nathaniel. All right, he puts a steak on his eye. We've just been here for a couple of years. I mean, we've been using this as a competition arena, and usually people come in, they're hunters, people that don't have much cooking experience. I like to, it helps me to feel like I'm teaching them a thing or two before I eat them, and you guys are the first ones that really actually brought any culinary skill to my arena, so thank you for that. And
Thank
all the
you.
bugbears
Thank you
go,
very much.
good job, well done.
Yes, thank you.
They kind of clap. Say,
Fantastic.
Listen, you really bested me today.
Hey, we're looking for a guy named Cole Satori.
Oh,
I've never
possibly.
heard that name.
You might know him as Massimo,
Massimo.
Lionheart.
I mean, I've heard of that guy, but he never came in here.
Did you notice anything maybe with some twiggy creatures or nothing in the forest? Maybe some
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
we saw a
activities?
bunch of those, bunch of those things a couple days ago.
Perhaps
They were
an
just like
injured-
running away, but I didn't see it, but like one of my guys saw a bunch just kind of spring up from nowhere and run away.
Didn't perhaps see what direction maybe they came from, where they were going.
Or if there was anyone leading them.
Olwen, come over here. And you see this other bugbear kind of comes up. Yep, yeah, boss. And he's like, you were on patrol the other day. Yeah, boss. Listen, did you see? Tell me about the twig creatures that you saw. I was gathering some supplies, some mushrooms for your demi-glace, and all these twig creatures kind of came out of nowhere. They just sort of formed and then started walking southwest, and that's all it was. And there was thousands of them, but they didn't really pay me much attention. I was behind them.
Where was this?
In the forest. Yeah.
Oh, also, that cool little mace.
Yeah, where'd you get that?
It was in the temple when we got here, and I had to kill a couple other bugbears to get it, but it actually it's quite nice, right?
So is that our prize for winning then?
Yeah, since we beat you and revived you, I think it would only make sense for us to perhaps have that.
I mean, the mace, along with whatever kind of you'd like to spare, if you had food or drink or gold or, just anything you're willing to hand off.
Let's not get too greedy.
There's 40 other bugbears in
Yeah,
here.
make a perception check.
Oh, shit.
Perception?
I mean, persuasion.
Look at him real hard.
Make a persuasion
It's
check.
like my one skill that I'm in.
Sarsa's gonna
Well, make a persuasion check. Yeah, anybody.
assist
Okay.
with his persuasion.
with
She's
advantage.
gonna kind of lean
25.
forward.
Okay.
Well, that's it. Before
24. Ooh, nat 20.
Still
Nice.
20.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's like, well, I do like a good challenge. And I love it when people come along and I know when I've been bested. So I'm going to work on my culinary technique. Yeah, sure. I'll give it to you. I mean, I don't have any significance. It just makes me feel good. So, but really, my love is this. And he holds up his chef knife and he's like, this is what it's all about, guys. This is what I want to get better at
Yeah,
in my
I felt
life.
the point of that earlier.
So you can have this mace. He hands it to you because
Oh,
you're
that's quite heavy.
very convincing. All right, my eye is quite hurting
I'm
right
sorry
now,
about
so
that.
I'm just please, you can leave
Okay,
now.
I'll look you up.
Rather enjoyed our encounter. I hope to see you again.
Yes, well, we'll see how it goes. I have to heal up a little bit first. And so the bugbears help you out. You guys make your way through the forest back to the ship. As you fly back, is there anything you guys want to do or discuss?
Anybody have identify so we could get a little bit more information? Yeah.
I'll attune if I have to attune to it.
Yeah,
Unless somebody else wants the mace.
Yeah, I'm gonna give the
Jerik.
mace to Coach because
you're-
makes the most sense.
Okay. You attune to it, and Saeleas, you look up in your Traveler's Guide to the Realm. And between the two of you, kind of like feeling what it feels like and what it's like, and also you find a passage about this in your guide, in your book. This is something known as the Mace of Switching.
Is it a homebrew or is it a...
It's a homebrew. So I will send you stats
Okay.
for the Mace of Switching, and then you look up, also in the guide.
Shall I read this?
You can read that to yourself or out loud, whatever you prefer.
I'll read it as the least.
I've got it right here. Voop-de-doo, mountain dwarf adventurer, son of Dagar. Voop-de-doo was one of the trainees of the first ruler of the realm, Eliam Frostbeard. His inventions helped create the mining apparatuses for night crystal extraction and harnessing the power from the refined ore. He was also credited for creating 3 legendary artifacts, later known as the Curios of Voop-de-doo. These immensely powerful inventions were said to be used to drive back invading armies of the Yuan Ti. Because no one ever saw the Curios, it is said that they might have never existed. After serving a term as Minister of Technology, Voop-de-doo spent the rest of his days researching and refining his night crystal, harnessing inventions, including stone induction transport and medicinal subversion treatment.
You have, this new weapon that is called the Mace of Switching, and it has something to do with Voop-de-doo, and as Saeleas lets you know, and you all disembark.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess this is where I guess I get off here, right?
Yeah, sorry we didn't have any gold for
No,
you.
it's fine. We'll sell that up later, I guess. This is a fine ship you got though. The whoever that weird little fella that gave it to you. I'd see.
Was Bartleby.
Yeah, that guy. I don't know about that guy.
Yeah, he builds nests.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
I mean, I've been here for a little while, right? I've been sort of in and out and trying to figure out my next big score, and I've been seeing this guy all over the place, right? Especially like going in and out of like I'd chase him down, I'd follow him around, and he'd just disappear under like that
Bartleby.
mountain. Yeah, like he'll hide around and move around underneath the mountain there, and I don't know.
I thought he was shifty.
Yeah,
Are you saying that maybe we ought to be investigating a wee bit closer to home?
I mean, I'm sure he's been sneaking in and out of caves and such down underneath the mountain. He's shifty.
As you guys have your sort of goodbye with Chaser of Shadows, you talk to Jerik and you kind of give a good like handshake and arrange a time to maybe like meet up as friends.
Yeah.
You get a little bit more respect and leave on a good note, and you guys make your way back to the inn to plot your next move in what seems like an emerging mystery, a new weapon that seems to have a deeper connection to the realm and some of the technology that's involved. And that's where we're gonna end it tonight.
Yay.
Marc, thank you for joining us tonight. This is so great.
You're awesome.
Thank you for joining us. And
You were okay.
who knows, we might see Chaser of Shadows a little bit later.
Shadows,
I hope so.
I didn't get brutally murdered by a chef, so hey.
Yep,
Waiting.
Yes.
pretty good.